this rap. Learn the rap or the jack. Fuck it, man. In the meantime, go ahead and pump a pack. This my Regal Royal flow. My James Bond bounce. That 007, that 62 on my count. I'm an undercover liar. I lie under the covers. Look a bitch in the eyes and tell her, baby, I love it. You're my inspiration. You're my motivation. You're the reason that I'm.
This is the spot, y'all. And I am one Jack Frost coming across your. That's a little bit better. Coming across your streamline. I've got the cast of characters with me. The lovely
Just Dree. How everybody doing today?
And of course the wild man off in the cut. I finally let him loose out. So
it's your boy AB, man. Y'all holler at me, man.
And of course the intern that got it all and the know it all.
Y'all already know what's out here. Peso Saint the Fresh. What they do?
And our special guest panelist, comedian Adam Sheba.
You got the name right, man. I'm proud of you, man. What's going on?
It took me a while. Everything good, man. Everything all right. I've been working on that. I've been practicing. I told everybody that.
We were practicing before you got here.
Yeah. Usually everybody says Shiba. I'm like, God damn it,
I'm like, is it Shiber? Is he Jewish?
Really?
I get that too. Little German in me. Little German.
Cause I was about to hit you up like. I didn't. What was your ethnicity again? Because I always confused you with Dominican.
Half black, half white. So I'm working on the Rosetta Stone. What is it? Rosetta Stone. I'm working on that one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Trying to get that popping because everyone thinks I'm Puerto Rican out here.
Oh yeah.
You can pass for one, though. I thought
that's
you were.
What I'm saying.
That's good though. At least you can like apply for any job you want to.
You
can provide it.
We got a Cuban Jew on the show today, man.
Right. What?
We got a Cuban.
A Cuban. Cuban Drake.
No, you wild.
So what's going on, man? What's some of the things that you've been getting into lately?
Oh man, just got a lot going on. Luckily and blessed. Deco Drive just did a story on me on Channel 7.
Okay, that's
Almost Famous segment.
I saw that. I just recently saw that.
Yeah,
on,
so that
YouTube.
that was popping with Shireen Sandoval and Sobe Neves out there, and then gonna be in Ride Along 2.
Nice.
Is that right?
We're coming out summer 2016. And then, which that whole experience, doing the whole movie thing was gangster. And then, hosting improvs a lot. Miami, I was a finalist in Magic City Casinos, Miami's Ultimate Comedian. So pretty much out of, say, 80, 90 comedians, I made it to the final 5. So that was cool. And then other than that, I'm launching my new comedy room I was telling you about. And which is cool because I'm trying to bring pretty much a comedy scene to Miami because there's people that come out but there hasn't been like a big name person that came out or really started anything serious in Miami in a minute. So I'm trying to bring that to the table.
Okay.
Have you heard about the Laughs on the Bay?
That's on the Bay.
Jokes on the Bay.
Trios on the Bay.
Yeah.
Right. Trios on the
Jokes on the Bay.
Jokes on the Bay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did that with Larry Doug.
Yeah.
So that was I did that about 3-4 times, and the first couple times I did it, it was popping, and it slowly started to die down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and the crowd was they have the potential to make that thing pop, but
You good.
yeah, I was gonna say they have the potential to make that room pop because it's such a beautiful property, and I think Mike Epps put some money into that.
That's why I brought it up.
Too,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I never see homie there. But
His name just the thing is with Miami, we're such a big event town. Like the first 2 weeks we'll be out there in droves. Then it's like, all right, I've done it 2 weeks in a row already. What's new?
Exactly.
Well, this takes me to my first question to you. Like, what got you started in comedy?
Well, I grew up in Boston, and
oh man, strike one. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. And I mean, just like anybody else, been watching the Def Jam comedy since you were a little kid, and you look back on the TV and you're like, man, I want to do that one day. And then I moved to Miami about probably going on 6 years ago, and I was like, I just want to try it, and I think I'm funny. I think I could do it, and just signed up for the Miami Improv one day, and fell in love. And I've been doing it ever since.
All right, you brought up Def Comedy Jam as far as that being one of the inspirations. Is it any particular comedian that you looked at?
I mean, I
wouldn't say pattern, but
well, growing up, looking at it, Cedric was always my favorite. Steve Harvey was all my favorite. Bernie Mac. And then when you get into it and you really get into Def Jam comedy, you start doing your history. So, you know, Richard Pryor came along, and then, you know, your horizons open up a little bit. So then I start getting into Dane Cook, you know, Louis C.K., and then one of my favorites, Jim Gaffigan. And so you gotta expand your horizons on comedy and can't neglect anything, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm open to all sense of, you know, the comedy game. Whatever's funny is funny, you know?
Right.
What's up?
So,
Who's next?
So, as far as comedy, I guess you say you've just been. How long have you been doing comedy? Like 6 years, or how long have you been?
No, actually about 3 to 3.5 years.
What was your first experience? I guess when you first did it. What was your first show like? Were you received good? Did it go bad? Did you get hit with a tomato like Kevin?
You know what?
What happened?
I think it went really, really well. But you know, at the same time, I also brought about 30 people there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's
You gotta
like,
bring
so you had a ringer.
yeah,
Like
you
you
know,
know, out at your graduation and stuff. Just your
exactly.
family.
So they were gonna laugh regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the point being is they were laughing. So I was like, once I got off stage, I was like, oh, this is it for me. You know, it's one of those things where it just kind of makes you or breaks you. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm in it to win it, or I'm probably won't be doing this again. And it's funny, the more I started doing it, you know, the less time or the less people started showing, as far as my best friends go, because they're like, dude, you know, I got a family too, man. I can't be coming out, although it's 2-for-1 drinks, but you know, I can't be doing that every single week to come see you. So, and then, and that's when it starts to test you as a beginner in comedy about how good you are, is when you don't have any of your people there and you're making just, you know, people laugh, random strangers laugh, and you know
That's
what I
when
mean.
you know you-
so,
that's when you got
so I'd ask you
know what I mean?
this then: what would you say you're trying to accomplish with your style of comedy?
I mean, well, my style of comedy, I'm pretty much a storyteller. You know what I mean? You know, I like to maneuver, walk around stage a lot, and I like to get the audience involved. And but as far as what I'd like to accomplish, I mean, I think number one goal, or any kid's dream, really would be to sell out Madison Square. And you know, definitely being in Miami. Miami's been a big inspiration to me, just in general. So one day, of course, the American Airlines Arena as well too. So that would be two goals that, you know, I would definitely love to accomplish. As far as I'd say long-term goals, as you know, within the next 3 years or so.
What specific ways would you say Miami has influenced you in the time you've been here?
I mean, culture. You know, you come from Boston. There's blacks, there's whites. You know, you got Hispanic. Yeah, everyone has a neighborhood, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Miami is so diverse and so cultured. It's a shock, man. When you come off, it's a shock, and you know, it's almost South America to an extent. You know, a point. You know, with you know, it being so Latin America. But then you also have a lot of Europeans that travel here. So just learning about different people's backgrounds and cultures, and kind of seeing, you know, about how everyone else operates, gives you a better understanding of how to maneuver and how to go about yourself in a world that's pretty much so diverse. You know what I'm saying?
So when did you really realize that you really wanted to do comedy?
I mean, it's always been a dream of mine, but I'd say literally the first time I ever got off stage, like that was the first time where I realized it was possible. And that's something that, you know, I want to do for the rest of my life. And when you say you want to do it for the rest of your life, that means you got to be pretty passionate about it. And then the other thing too, I believe, I haven't read it in a while, there's only a 5% chance that you're gonna make it to be like a Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying, in your life. So this isn't something that I take as a hobby, you know what I mean. I'm not wasting my time in the game. You know, I'm gonna be one of those 5% people in this, you know, category. So you know what I mean. Ever since I came off stage that one time and felt people laughing at stuff that I wrote and that I created, you know what I mean.
How do you feel with the new breed of, I guess let's call them IG comics?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Like it's abundance. So it's like Wayans brothers. They just keep coming out the woodworks.
No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy because you know, social media has come such a long way since you know, Cedric and Steve and those dudes didn't have that privilege of being able to market yourself like that. So you know, and when you look at these dudes that come out the woodworks, you know, it comes down to they'll have their, you know, their fame, or they might get like a small, you know, movie Superhero, whatever the case may be. King Batch, Life According to Jimmy. Those do, Vine, off the chain Vine dudes, creative guys. But if you ask them to do, 45 minutes to an hour of stand up, you know what I mean? Would they be able to get up there and make that happen? And that's what separates the Instagrammers and the Viners from, the actual comics and writers.
Speaking of that, where do you gather your material for what you use on stage?
Oh man, that's everyday life, man. I could have had about a half hour listening to y'all talk in the studio, you know what I mean, just being in the back room for a minute. So it's all life experiences, life changes. I'm glad you got your protein shake before you got here.
Yes, thank you. Thank
you know what I mean? Just life in general, relationships,
See, I'm a radio
sex,
fan.
drugs, everything. You know what I mean? So whatever anybody could sit in their chair, you know what I mean, and be like, you know what, that's funny. You know what I mean? Anything.
So I have a question. What do you think about AB being ashy? I've just been staring at him.
She coming for you, dog.
I'm like, wait, AB looks a little ashy today. Like, what advice would you give AB?
Oh, she went up.
Wow.
Ashy.
Well, that's really putting me on the spot. But I'm saying sometimes not everybody could afford the cocoa butter. So if you lower it down to Jergens, you know what I'm saying? Then you'd be able to lotion up all the time.
Well, that kind of that pretty much sets up the next topic I was gonna bring up. Since wow. Low blow.
Yeah. You got something to say?
What? And
want to see a really good picture?
Wait.
Really good.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot for AB to be speechless by someone ambushing him. But the article I read earlier this week was in allhiphop.com, where they were talking about the top 5 trends that need to end. Hip hop being, in it's turning 40 now. You know what I mean? So,
hip-hop.
there are a couple of disturbing trends that were conjured up by this article that if they go unchecked, these things, can become self-destructive tendencies. I ain't talking about the name, even though I should. I don't know why I didn't make it here. But, they could hurt a culture that has helped out so many. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, right? And not play, but actually run off a list for you. One of them is the self-proclaimed classic. All right, and I'm talking about like one in particular, one artist in particular came up with a, I'd say the name of their title of their album is called New Classic. I'm so fancy. And she's actually been getting a lot of heat. I know you've heard the term culture vulture, which we'll talk about some point later on. But they're calling her the Elvis-a-nation. I made that up. Elvis-a-nation of hip hop. Right? What are your views on that? I'm pretty sure you're a hip hop fan.
So you're talking about I don't really listen to her that much. It's Iggy.
Iggy.
All right. Yeah. And pretty much what you're asking is how does her effect have on culture than what it would pertain to as far as where hip hop grew up from?
Well, she's one of the examples of people self-declaring classics. The name of her album is actually called The New Classic. I think it's cool. You're an artist, so you can understand this. I think it's cool for you to think very highly of your project. But I also think it's even better if you let the audience make the declaration on whether it's a classic or not. You know what I mean?
I would say to that, I can't even be mad at her because she is an artist. And if you throw a song 1,000,000 times on the radio, you're going to end up somehow getting in your head or just being able to accept it. You know what I'm saying? So you might hear something a couple times and be like, yo, I can't stand this song. I'm a big fan of Usher. That Kiss song that he has. I hate that song. But I've heard it so many times that I'm like, you know what? I might just kiss somebody on the cheek today. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where they blast it so much you can't even be mad. And if it's anything, it's kind of the people, because she has bosses. She don't, I don't even think she writes her own songs. So if anybody's to be mad at, it's the people that's marketing her career, and it goes in waves. You know what I mean? It just goes in waves. Obviously, it's not Tupac Me Against the World, but it's a different generation. You know what I mean? And people gonna hear what they want, put up what they want.
Well, that's number 5. We didn't even get through the whole list, but one of the other ones is biting. While a few cases can pass, like one in particular guy.
I'm not a biter, I'm a biter.
Shade.
Shade?
That was shade.
Shade?
How was that shade?
That was shade.
That was
Because that's like we know who that's a reference to.
I'm saying in other cases, it could pass. It could pass as you paying homage, like one Mr. Carter that I just played. In other cases, it could be like Drake reportedly paying Bay Area's own Rappin' Forte $100,000 to use his lyrics in the most recent YG cut.
He paid for that 4 bars?
Reportedly.
No, I think I heard he did pay for. But if I was the artist, I wouldn't even be mad. Like Drake popping, like I didn't even know who that was until I heard it on the.
That's because you're still on the Similac. You don't
and is it just 4 bars?
It's that's why the beats coming through. We in the studio late night. That's why the thing coming through real tight.
Yeah,
you got that from Rappin' Forte had like 92.
Exactly.
He spit on the same 4 bars.
Yeah, but you know, to bring it back to the point of the thing that's picked out here. Biting. I mean, it's getting to the point now. Like, it's not really shade. I'm just saying. Yeah. I paid what I wanted. I paid.
That was shade.
No, call it what you want. Call it what you want. But that's my dollar. And if you gonna be creative, I mean, use your brain. You know, don't just I'm gonna just mail it in and use Homeboy's lyrics or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
As a representative of entertainers, I don't have anything bad to say about the Knowles Carter affiliation.
Yeah, I still want my job. I
think it's all good as long as you don't do it too much, man.
Yeah,
I think it's all good. I mean, you can't spit a whole J paragraph or nothing, but if you just do a little lines, it's a salute. I came up off your music.
In defense of the artist, how many more new words have been created since hip hop started? Not much. I mean, eventually you're gonna have to recycle something.
But the basis of what hip hop was based off of, and I'm not even gonna sit up here like the guy that we know. Yeah. But the basis of hip hop is originality, much like comedy. You know what I mean? So, what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely can't stand people that bite other people's styles or
shade.
And you know, one of the biggest errors in comedy, or one of the, you can get pretty much sued for it if it's copyrighted, but you don't steal other people's things. But like you made a point, I was gonna say, really, especially in comedy, there's nothing that any comic has ever thought of that another human being has never thought of. And most likely it's been told before. It's just how you say it. Now, there's a difference between seeing Cat Williams and then being like, yo, this right here, and then you going up and being like, but I put it right there. You know what I mean? There's a difference. You know what I mean? But at the same time, at least it came out to the fact where he paid for it, because Drake is ill, and you know what I mean. I'm a fan, man. I think he's one of the most creative beings.
Is it just red niggas loving red niggas? Is that what it is?
I mean, it could. We could be family members. We don't know. We don't know.
I'm just saying it could be affiliation. I like dark rappers. I mean, it could be a thing.
I would like some lotion, cause boy, listen,
man, she not letting that go.
I know
2-0.
I have to get AB back though. Last week he tortured me.
Well, the next one I put on here is this has to do with face tattoos. Now, a bad tattoo is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so.
I saw you grilling my tattoos too.
No, I was like, okay, what is this on his neck? And okay.
But that's safe though. It's not a face tattoo. That's the difference.
You could put on a suit and be able to mingle with anybody in corporate.
But
just say in court, like you're gonna get a case with those tattoos, but as long as you cover it up and beat the case, then we good.
But let's keep in mind. Let's keep it all the way real. All right, Lil Wayne, Gucci Mane, and Game aren't applying for jobs no time soon.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, really though, a face tattoo. I mean, I say this again because you're influencing a group of people. I mean, a group of children that takes to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, for you to have the attitude of
we'll go like that, we'll go like that.
No.
I saw a dude in Subway. No lie, you know how Wayne got like the fear god on his eyelids. he was like making my sandwich, and then he was blinking. I was like, what is that on your face? What is that?
All of a sudden, your sandwich was in the taste.
Yo, like, I'm surprised he work at Subway.
He's got the fear of jalapenos right in his eyelid. He's like,
I think
jalapenos.
He got E-Fresh in his eyelids.
I think I'll be going to Jimmy John's from this point on. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But with that said, good lord, the next one is
well, he should have might as well get Eat Fresh. Like
when you hungry, you just you blink one time at you.
Unbelievable.
That's funny.
But the next one on here is culture vultures. Man. As we pointed out with the whole Iggy Azalea thing, but this one's a little bit different because recently the powers that be in hip hop have been taken to task. One of the guys that you probably heard of, one Damon Dash.
Dang, my guy.
Yeah.
You don't even know Dame.
I do know.
using the video.
Don't know me, though.
Using the video, popping Ciroc with
culture vulture.
Yeah. He's been dealing with criticizing Leor Cohen about being a culture vulture as far as taking advantage of the culture and basically taking advantage of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like setting up beefs or, not resolving issues. You know what I'm saying? Chuck D having a war with the Hot 97 personality. You know what I mean? So, yeah, as far as the culture versus is concerned, I can agree. That's one trend that does need to end. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if it isn't a balance or if it's not credit being given, then it kind of puts the whole integrity of the art form in jeopardy. You know what I mean?
I think that if it's not for a reason, then it really is kind of unnecessary. You know what I mean? But people are very ignorant to the fact that they believe whatever they want, they hear whatever they want, and they just, you know what I mean? And at the same time, it's also a marketplace for having disagreements or having a beef or whatever the case. It's very marketable. You know what I mean? And to an extent where it's absolutely just baloney, and they just kind of throwing out, just words to you know what I mean?
Just to get a reaction.
Just to get a reaction, then that's a problem. But you know what I mean?
Keep letting a little drop. He's gonna keep letting it drop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's a serious problem. But at the end of the day, I don't mind a little bit of.
Capitalism at its best, ain't it?
It is.
He's a culture
at the
vulture.
same time.
Here's one where
Go.
Can we put the task? All right. See, Damon Dash had a little cash on him. Well, he could have been the guy. Well, Leor Cohen, he's calling out.
Yeah.
Damon Dash had his part. Well, he could have been that guy. He invested in alcohol in the hood. Like, you feel me? Like, don't throw shade at me when don't throw shade when you could have made a difference. You feel me? Like Culture Vulture, you did the same thing. You didn't uplift your people. You made alcohol and hip hop songs. You probably got a beaver shop somewhere. A liquor shop. Yeah, I went back in the days, huh?
Yeah,
or a liquor
shop?
store. Yeah, beaver shop. or a liquor store somewhere in the hood. You feel me? Like, don't knock the white man for doing the same thing you doing, just doing it better or more backing. Like, fix your community, then check the dude who's messing it up.
And this public service announcement has
Come on, baby.
It's brought to you by NoLotion.com.
No lotion. He tried to cut you off before you even go there, huh?
I didn't say that. I was gonna tell him like.
All right, just Dree, hit us with the tea.
Okay. So, allegedly, Jay and Beyonce are supposed to be getting a divorce or splitting after the On the Run tour. Sources are saying that they have not been happy. They haven't been speaking on the tour, and that they've been seeing marriage counselors. And I don't know if it's true or not, because Beyonce posted a picture with her, Blue Ivy, and Jay-Z backstage having the time of their lives. There was a picture with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Mama Knowles, and Solange eating jambalaya rice in New Orleans.
Who is that? Mama Knowles.
Mama Knowles.
Okay, but so I don't know. I don't believe they're getting a divorce, but then I can believe it at the same time, because I do feel like I think the stands can't fathom them to ever splitting, and I do feel like they're more of a people are in love with their partnership than anything. Like,
yes, I don't believe that.
You don't think they're leaving? You think they're divorcing?
It's not my business. Who knows?
I don't believe it at all. And at the end of the day, These artists don't care about that. You know what I mean? They really don't. And if you think they do, you know what I'm saying? People just be fooling themselves. Because even I think Forbes magazine came out. It was like the 10 most powerful artists in the world. Beyonce was number 1. Last time I read it, Jay-Z was down there like number 4 or 6. And if you think these people at the top of the Forbes list care about what really was going on in the divorce world and the TMZ world, you know, people just want to read it. And like I said, it sells. And you know, they need something to talk about because they're the hottest people and they're the most, you know, of course, marketable and talented people right now. But as far as them, you know, getting a divorce, I just don't believe it, because who thought they were going to get together in the first place? They made a commitment. They made it happen, and they don't need to talk to each other on tour all the time. They busy people. You know what I'm saying?
Question. Do you get along with your boyfriend every day?
Jesus, yes, I do. We have the best relationship in the world. Yes.
That's right.
I don't believe that.
I am not single. I am happy and content.
For the
camera. You have a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Single.
AB, listen, I'd rather be single than deal with these.
But my question.
Oh my God.
My question is, when you long time ago when you were in a relationship.
Wait. Listen, I feel like the shade is. I didn't ask the shade.
Follow back.
Long time ago.
But did you and him? It wasn't him, right? Y'all got along 100%.
You must not want my lotion.
But question, did it go for everybody? Did you get along 100% of the time?
No.
Yes. Now, if you work together, how bad of attention do you think that would be? Like, you feel
it depends on his mind at, because we like getting our money, like we was gonna have to fix all that stuff outside of that. I
say that to say, like, no one's ever happy in a relationship 100% of the time.
True.
Just because we just I'm mad at you on Tuesday and it might leak into Wednesday, don't mean I'm gonna break up with you on Thursday.
What you think about that, Chip?
What happened?
What you think about that?
You said Chip?
Shib.
Okay. We could do Sheba. I thought you said Chip for a second. I was like,
did I hear that correctly?
Doritos in here?
I thought I went in bag at. You talking about chips?
I thought you healthy.
I mean,
she lying.
It's one. I agree with you. You know what I mean? I agree with you. It's one of those things. Relationships. It's a teamwork, and I think they've been doing a pretty damn good job at it. And you know, they're on top of their game right now. You know.
Personally, I think at the end of the day, I think their relationship is going to be ups and downs.
Up and down like anybody else.
Not even that though. I do feel like they're so private. So even if they were even considering splitting, I don't even think we would know about it. You know, I think the only reason why we even have these rumors is because of the whole elevator incident. Yep. And then, all Beyonce did was move the train of her dress. So we kind of was like, it might be some problem.
And the next topic.
Jay-Z just gonna break up. It's over. Drop the mic and just be out.
Okay. So now we're talking about marriages. Okay, we have T.I. and Tiny. Both of them decided that it was therapeutic for them to put out singles about their relationship, their struggling marriage. T.I. has a song called Stay, and Tiny has one called What the F You're Gonna Do. She's pretty much saying, like, if I was to leave you, like, what would you do without me? T.I. is pretty much saying, like, just stay with me. I cheated on you, but because of how you reacted, how I cheated on you, I just wanted to cheat on you more. And you out here running around with Shakina, who don't have no education. That's her best friend.
Well, this is fresh off the heels of the whole Mayweather situation, where he basically said, well, it was alleged that he said that he slept with Tiny.
He said they caught him off camera, off the mic, saying he said, and then he said it. That's what
you don't have to do that because it takes you off the microphone.
It's bad for radio, man. Good for
TV. But in actuality, Tiny did clear it up, and she saw it, and I saw it, where he did turn when the person in the crowd yelled it out. He said that I
don't believe it.
I effed it. You know, and it's like
I don't believe it. Still don't believe it.
Am I the only one that's like
Sheba?
It's Tiny.
I mean, the thing is, I could see them both. Who yelled that? Who yelled I effed it?
They said Mayweather said it.
Yeah.
Now, but I could believe it to a certain extent. And I could also see T.I. and Tiny both making songs, real angry songs at each other. Because if you think about it, if you had a long-lasting relationship with your first love, especially like really kind of before the fame really hit in, you always get, because Tiny's really not good looking. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at their relationship, you're like,
wow.
Tiny lover though.
But at the same time, he does, because he's been around with her forever.
Actually,
she was relevant before him. You know what I'm saying? And they've been around
Yeah,
forever. So at the same time, they're always gonna have their beef. They love each other. You just love someone so much, you just mad at them.
That's dead.
You just mad. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think that T.I. should be mad at Tiny's best friend. Like, how are you calling somebody uneducated? Like,
because she is.
But no, but wait, hold on. I'm sure if we was to go back, what's the first song he came out coming on, 24s or something like that?
24s.
I'm sure if you put him in the media to speak, he wouldn't be able to full out sentence. Well,
back then T.I. was pretty
okay. Probably he could speak, but I just don't feel like he should go after Shakina and be like, oh well, you out here running around with her and stuff. Like, don't shade her in your song.
She might be the one throwing shade at him.
But I feel like, but then again, Tiny's her own woman. Like, you can't sit up here and say like you out here running around with educated hating bras.
Why Miss Piggy drop?
Well, no.
Stupid,
anyway,
I'm so done.
Speaking of T.I., we might as well speak about, as we alluded to earlier, one of his artists, Iggy Azalea.
White chicks.
She's pretty though. I like Iggy.
Yeah, but what happened was Questlove wrote an article in regards to the whole sensation, like what you were talking about, where the whole Elvisinization of hip hop.
What if I another way to say it, man?
You read the damn
thing. Write it out phonetically, dog.
No, you can't. Elvis Nation. Elvisation. There it is. There it is.
White people
got aggressive on the
white people exploiting the black culture.
Elvisation. Elvisation of hip hop. And you know what? This is kind of like a misnomer. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because just last year, who was Iggy Azalea? The male version of Iggy Azalea. Macklemore. Before
Who you said, Drake?
Sorta. But no, you had him. You had, of course, Eminem, the most prominent or whatever. So it's not really a new thing,
But I don't put them in the same
category. Eminem was himself,
because like people like Bubba Sparks, Eminem, Asher Roth. I can't think of no other white rapper.
Eminem admits it. I made $1 million off of
But he had his own thing to it.
But yeah,
he did well, and it was like, he did rap music, but it was his rap music.
Yeah.
But Eminem was much better when he was on drugs as well too. I was a huge fan of Eminem. I'm sorry, I was just throwing it out there. Like when he got sober, I was like, damn, I'm just apologizing to everybody. You know what I mean?
You know what?
I was like, you remember Criminal? Criminal was so serious.
Do you go to church?
I do church shows.
You want to learn? Try. I mean, that's a human being, bro.
I go to church.
He was better when he was with Pastor Troy.
Pastor Troy, he went there. No, but you know what? I actually did feel the same way. I'm not even gonna BS you. You know what I'm saying? All honesty.
Online.
I didn't listen to what is it? Relapse?
No, Relapse. Oh, Relapse was horrible. That was horrible.
It has
CD.
some good songs on it.
I can't do it. But to bring it back to the whole Iggy Azalea thing, like you said earlier, it does feel like she was manufactured.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I think that's what I took from the Questlove letter that he wrote was, it's not really time to really judge her just yet. You know what I mean? A lot of people were, saying, "Oh, that's my nigga." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just throwing that out, just trolling, trying to get some type of reaction. Where he was like, "No, hold on, I peep you." This what Questlove said. I peep what you're doing, and let's not take it there just yet. It's just a lot of people, actual people that are throwing shade, as opposed to someone that's paying, for a product and expecting something. Actual people throwing shade when they don't understand that, it's a contagious culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you love anything, if you love something, you let it go. You know what I'm saying? You let it do its thing. And this song right now ain't even gonna front. It's a game changer. You know what I'm saying? The fancy.
Fancy?
It is catchy as hell. I hate it, but it is catchy as hell. Like you cannot help but to catch yourself humming it.
It's a mix between her and Kesha.
Yeah, Kesha fine. Kesha fine.
And I gotta mention too. I do appreciate the talk as well, because usually and pretty much just in my world in the sense of things, I really don't catch like the updates on, you know, the songs or what's going on really, you know what I mean, until the after effects that people are talking about it, because I really don't pay too much attention to it.
And you a comedian? You're supposed to be current, man.
I'm on current events, not current
music.
As a comedian, do you see
he held off on even saying music.
Yeah,
so I
right.
feel a certain way
I was
about
gonna
it.
say some current bull, you know what I mean, about the stuff that we don't know is true with it. I like current music, you know what I'm saying. Usually I speak to someone in the music industry to give it to me, so you know I know where to find it, but I don't really know what goes on in that world of entertainment, I would say, you know what I mean. With
that, do you feel like in the sense of like Chris Rock? I'm a big Chris Rock fan, and I've noticed he gets to a point in comedy where you just can't talk about everyday stuff anymore. You kind of have to make a niche, or you have to make a. Well, I think you have to become a platform.
I think Chris Rock. The reason why Chris Rock is one of the best comedians in the world is because he talks about current events and he talks about the things that people don't want to talk about, and he makes you feel uncomfortable talking about it, and he brings it to a sense of light and a sense of comedy in the comedic world. Yeah. You see him host the BET Awards?
Oh my gosh. He spoke about the whole elevator system.
Elevator
would have been scared.
That's actually one of the better. That's why one of the better BET Awards in a while too.
Wait a minute. I don't see him here on your list anymore.
I know.
I heard every white comedian.
I heard C.K. Lewis.
Yeah,
I like
C.K.
Okay.
Some you say some Jeff guy and
Jeff Dunham.
I mean,
and that's a versatile. That's a versatile comedian.
You know, of course. I mean, if we had a list of all the comedians I loved, it'd go on forever. And Chris Rock is definitely up there because I remember watching Chris Rock when he was about 19, 20 years old, and just like. He would kill some crowds and just make everyone laugh, and then he would go into crowds and bomb and make people feel offended, but spit so much knowledge to you that you left like, you know what? He was right though. He was right though. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's why Chris, you know.
That's why where he's at. Yeah, exactly.
One of the best.
And that's why, you know, you look at Kevin Hart. He's not political. He's not, you know, he's self-deprecation. He's going to talk about himself. He's going to make up zebra stories. And it's a market, and it's a character, and it sells. You know what I mean? And that's what's selling right now, and that's why he's on top of the world, and his work ethic is crazy. You know what I mean? So it's all different.
If you would describe your style in one word, or one phrase.
I mean, because I'm not say my style. I mean, I don't even know if this is a style, but I'd say just kind of ambitious, you know, would be the word that just comes into my mind, you know, talking about comedy.
So if I go to your show, I'm going to leave feeling ambitious?
You might just be tuning some, like, Rick Ross or Wale out your head when you're walking out there. Just, you know what I mean?
That's a stuck-up, light-skinned dude.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, let's see what little baby Drake got for me tonight, man.
Oh, my God.
Drake with the tattoo.
Let's see what Elder Barge got for me today, man.
Oh, my God. Now, you see, he throwing shade.
No. I'm just, that's what...
I guess that's the damn word. That's the damn word for the day.
The shade.
Yeah. The shade. We just having shade being thrown on people.
You still ain't shooting that bottle, though. You just gonna keep looking
at
the elbows.
You, man. I got you. I'm not going to look at your elbows no more.
Well, let's go ahead before we leave. Let's let people know where they can find you and some of the upcoming events that they can find Adam Sheba.
For sure. So on Tuesday, the 29th, I will be at Gramps in Wynwood. On the 19th of August, I will be launching my comedy run, Better Breed Entertainment, at Baru Urbano. I got 8 of South Florida's top comedians that are going to be with me. And the date has not been given yet, but you'll find me both in August at the Palm Beach Improv and at the Hard Rock Improv. So just look for the dates online. And follow me on Instagram at Shebas Funny, SCHIEBAS Funny. And holla at your boy. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, definitely, man. That's it, y'all. About to get up out of here.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm about to give AB this lotion.
Yeah. Here we go.
Give another protein shake.
Yeah.
I had one.
Well, let's go ahead and hit the rounds and let everybody know where they can find this crazy crew of characters here. You know, you can find me. I'm one Jack Frost. That's on Instagram. Also, you can follow The Spot. This is The Spot on Facebook. Same way. This is The Spot. On Instagram, this is _The Spot. Just Dree.
Oh, you want me to get on my Instagram now?
That's what the whole thing is.
Oh, okay, because you know I'm about to change it in like another day or two.
Don't change it.
But you
I
can
gotta
find me.
let
You can definitely find me at the Lovely Dree. The Lovely Dree.
You want to spell it out?
You know
It
what?
sound like you wanted to.
You know, I was thinking about spelling it out because I feel like nowadays you got like the. They want to drag it out. It's just really like the.
7 E's.
It's
All right,
just the.
AB.
Follow me on Twitter, your boy _AB. That's boy with an I, BOI. Hit me up on Instagram at your boy AB as well. Don't follow me on Facebook. That's personal. Tune in next week on
And
the
Peso.
Hashtag lotion.
hashtag
Fresh Media Miami on Instagram and Fresh Media MIA on Twitter. And I'm being Orlando this weekend.
Wait,
Holla at me at
Fresh with an
Jennings
F or
with a
P?
PH
Okay, see?
all day.
Hashtag eat fresh.
Yeah.
Hashtag eat fresh.
And that's the spot, y'all.